Hey, it's your boy Derick Gant, and we are on fire this episode number 4, and we are completely excited about what we're bringing you this week. Listen, we have Terence, who is an amazing expert on how to create that inner energy to turbo boost your life. Your physical life, your emotional life, your sexual life. Terence goes all in on what you need to build that explosiveness, including cleaning out your gut. How do you have amazing gut health so that you have amazing health so that you can bring your A game, your 24K life A game at every opportunity you can? We're also going to talk about how you can adjust your mindset so that you can win way more than you lose. Did you know that each and every one of us, on average, speaks about 70,000 words a day? Can you imagine 70,000 words per day? The question you should be asking yourself are, what are those words? Are they supportive? Are they encouraging? Are they energizing? Are they amazing? Or are they negative and dragging you down? Are your thoughts and your words pulling you into mediocrity? Are they keeping you average, hustling? Or are they lifting your spirit up to abundance and personal power beyond any measure? Because that is what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. How you can command and create the life of your dreams through your word choices. I look forward to seeing you real soon. I hope you decide to stay. We have an amazing episode coming up right now. TV. Hey, I hope that you are ready for a real inside look on what I do, how I do. We're going to take you inside the loop, give you some money tips, some health tips. We're going to show you how to live your best life each and every day to this highest potential. Just follow me. We're going right into it. So I am here, 24K Life, with my number one 24K dude ever, Mr. Terence Ellis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right. So Terence has an amazing story. He's been an entrepreneur for, as long as I can remember, and I've known him for over 20 years or so.
20 years.
I first met him in hospitality.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's been in telecommunications, and he's still in telecommunications.
Yeah.
Right? But he has multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Which is what I preach. You got to get that money coming from a variety of sources. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to share Terence's story with you because I personally find it extremely unique. And the most unique thing I find about his story, and he may not agree, and we didn't rehearse, we didn't talk, so he's like, oh God, what's Derek does? Right? The thing I find most unique about his story is that how passionate he is about his wife. He's been married, how long have you been married?
32 years.
32 years, and this dude is as passionate about getting with that, and you know what I mean. He is as passionate about her as he was when I first met him, 25 years ago. So we want to talk about that relationship and that glue and that so because it helps so many people.
Yeah.
I didn't even survive that long. So yeah, it is what it is. So but on top of that, personal relationship, the interpersonal relationship, he has also started numerous companies, and his latest venture is the most interesting because it revolves around creating energy inside your body through the things that you eat,
Yes.
the things that you consume visually, mentally, spiritually. And so, Terence, thanks for coming, spending some time with us. I appreciate it. You call on your friends that have good stories and that are good people to help you do some things. So,
Yes.
So the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you and Lauren keep it so nice?
Woo, work.
Don't say work.
It takes some work. Well, first you have to be in love. I mean, you have to love who you're with. I think that's a song, but love the one you're with.
Yeah.
And that is so true because, we feel and we think that the grass is greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. And there's just as much crap in that yard as it is in your yard.
Right.
So the thing that my wife and I committed to was not only just loving each other, but doing things for one another,
Okay.
and keeping our attention.
So is this something that you said like midstream, like, hey, we got to retool this thing, let's do this? Or was it the beginning? When did this conversation of we sat down? Because it sounds like a conversation.
Yeah, it was a couple of conversations. Well, we were both in the corporate world. So we were, I don't want to say growing apart, but you could see you got a family, you're trying to raise your family. Your children come first. Mm-hmm. So then you start to lose that romance. You're starting to lose that when you have small children.
Okay.
Up into teenager years, because then the teenagers are driving you crazy.
Right.
So for what I found for women is that they'll start to do their own thing. They'll start to, they got to do this. I've got to provide. I had to provide.
Right.
But in our relationship, the biggest thing that I wanted to make sure happened was that we did things together.
Okay.
So we had to have
even with the kids or just after?
So we had to have a conversation. We want to go do picnics together. We want to go to the museum together.
Just the two of you?
No, we had to do it with the kids.
With the kids too?
Because I had to be the father. She had to see, there's a big play on that too.
Okay.
And then we had to say, okay, at least one night a week, we got to do something for ourselves.
They call that date night.
So in that,
yeah,
we had to discover what we wanted to do on date night. And instead of, and what was cool with us is that date night, instead of it just being one Saturday night, it was like Saturday night and Wednesday night.
Okay.
And what I began to do was my research other ways to capture my wife's attention. So I just used the internet.
Right.
Used the internet, started doing some research. I started to understand what women were looking for, what women who were my wife's age in a long-term relationship were looking for.
Okay.
I had to do that specific research. And then I researched on what women who were my wife's age were sexually looking for, what they were wanting out of.
I'm surprised he brought it up. I was going to ask, but he brought it up. So you actually went out and said, what sparks their, what rings their bell?
Yes, yeah.
And you did some homework on supplements, holistic. Yes. It was all holistic, right?
Everything was holistic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to do, I didn't want to get Viagra or Cialis. If you got it, cool, it works. But it also would make me feel a certain way. And so I did not, that wasn't what I wanted. And so I started looking holistically on supplements and as well as changing my diet. So I started to change my diet and I stopped eating meat because meat was clogging things up in us.
Okay.
And it does. And so when I started using the supplements, that was good. Very, very good for hardness, strength, vitality. But then I had to come to the other side of that, which is, did she want that strength? Did she need that hardness? Was I giving her the D or was I giving her my heart? And so what I had to understand is I had to lead her to my heart so that she wanted the strength of my D.
Okay.
This is Mary. She understands the importance of a strong root system. So when Mary lost a tooth, she went to Frankel Dentistry to replace it with a dental implant. Its titanium root is precisely placed and naturally fuses with her jawbone over time for a permanent replacement that's as strong as it is beautiful, just like her smile. Because making you smile is what we're all about.
Man, you're going to have your own show, bro. Just on that topic alone, you're going to have your own show. Man, that's deep. I didn't think you was going to even go nowhere near there this time, but you did, and I'm happy that you did, because you know what? It's real life. And if you want an amazing 24K relationship, if you want to live your best life, who wants to do it alone?
Right. No, right? Man.
Who wants to do it alone?
Man. I couldn't, you think about this pandemic, you think about what's going around, what's happening in our nation today, and people were forced together. People were forced together.
Right.
Now, these are people that you might not have been, you only saw her at night, or you only saw him at night. Now you're seeing that person all day. Okay, for my wife and I,
piece of cake.
Primo.
Awesome. Yeah, everything was cool in my house too. I live alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause you live alone, right?
Everything was cool in my house. So, we talked about the relationship, and that's amazing. But my other take, when we're taking a look at living your best life, is who wants to have an amazing relationship and be out of shape?
Yeah.
Or be sluggish. So talk about, this is relatively new, the last couple of years. You got certified as a health nutritionist.
Yes.
Okay, so talk about that, because that plays into, living our best life and people eating right and living right and taking the right supplements. It's your deal. So tell me about that.
So I'm a certified integrative nutritional health coach. Basically, I looked at the whole your lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. I think that's extremely important. Because I was sexually active, my wife and I were, I started to see my shortcomings, being out of breath, when endurance was important, let's just say.
Okay.
And when I started to see people my age dying around me, in my 40s.
And you're not even talking about COVID, right?
I'm not talking about COVID.
Just regular dying.
Just heart disease, a stroke, diabetes, going into a diabetic coma. Not understanding what you put into your body affects everything about you. So I then took charge of our diet with my wife, and we changed our nutrition. Then I dove deeper into it and got certified as a nutritional coach, but also went into gut health to understand that what you're putting in your body affects your stomach, your intestinal tract, your skin, your face, your brain, your eyesight, your hearing. It just affects everything. So putting nutritional foods into your system was key for us. And then as we started to eat right, I cannot even tell you the great things that me and my wife have been able to do romantically, physically, as far as exercise, because then we took our diet and then we encompassed our workout routine into it.
Right.
So that then helped us tighten things up even better.
Okay.
So now we're slimmed down. We don't have as much toxins in our gut or in our arms or thighs or the back of your head, because that's what fat is. Fat stores toxins.
Okay.
So the reason we are getting sick is because we have toxins that are stored all over our body, and you have to get it out of your system.
Right.
So so that lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, it just doesn't encompass correct eating or eating right, but it's a whole scope. It's a 24K lifestyle.
24K lifestyle.
It's the best that you can do.
Right.
With exercise, with
your
relationships,
mindset,
your mindset.
Staying committed. have jumped into this, if there were, and I know there's not, but if there was one thing you had like 1 minute to share with someone that doesn't know anything, what they should be considering, reading, thinking, watching, what would you think that would be a good starting point for them to dive into getting better?
Yeah, I think it's very important, that you get a hold of your health. One book that I'm actually listening to is The Plant Paradox by Stephen Gundry, and he is he was a heart surgeon.
Okay.
And the one thing that when he was doing stents in hearts and performing heart surgery and was seeing the clogged arteries and was seeing everything, and he did the research to why was this happening? Not only, did he get good at it, but then he was like, wait a minute, why is this happening?
Okay.
So in The Plant Paradox, he explains why it's happening, and then he puts a diet together or a lifestyle for you as far as eating together so that you can combat that and then move forward, because you have to understand how your body works. You have to understand how your gut works.
Right.
It's very, very important.
So let's just be real, okay? Not that you haven't been, because you've been very real. Thank you, by the way. But let's be real. The average person reads less than one book a year.
Yeah.
Okay? So, our attention spans are reducing down to nothing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping people are still watching this.
I hope so.
So, still listening and watching. But the truth of the matter is, most people would rather call someone. Is this the type of stuff that you coach people through?
Yes.
Okay, so what's that process for somebody to call you, reach out to you and say, I really want to know more about my gut health, about my vitality,
right,
about my relationship and what my wife should be thinking or doing and what I should be thinking or doing as it pertains to your health?
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the protocol to start that conversation?
You can get a hold of me through my email, tellis6464 at Gmail. That's tellis6464 at Gmail, or you can give me a call. 419-290-7089. You can text me. But basically, I can coach you all the way through it. I'm tightening up how my marketing is coming up, and I'm tightening in my website and everything and pulling it all together, so that will be coming out shortly. But currently right now, you can get a hold of me through email and phone, and I can coach you all the way through.
Perfect. Because that's what people need.
Yeah.
People want their hand held. Yeah. They want to know that they want you to pat them on the back and say, you're doing a great job. Not eating those Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I'm just teasing.
Woo!
So, that's really great information. Yeah. And so what we'll do is we'll make sure that we post your number and your email up, and help people to get a hold of you. The next time you come back, though, we're going to talk about the monetary side, how you monetize your coaching and your health business to facilitate all this traveling that you do. You'll see Terence all over he's in Dubai, he's in Chicago, he's in Toledo, he's in Mexico. See, he's all over the place. There you go. I'm just going to follow you, that 24K life. All right, we'll be right back.
Hello to quality time at Marco's. Hello to being a game changer, an original. And to those who make it authentic, we say hello with the Founders Select Pizza, Old World pepperoni, sliced Italian sausage, mushrooms, on dough made fresh every day, and a sauce from the original Gianmarco recipe. Hello to an Old World original. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
Right? Slate clean, new calendar, fresh start, day one. What you gonna do with it? I can tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be more focused, more clear, more open-minded about people that can help me, the places that I'm going, the destinations I desire to arrive at, and how I plan on getting there. It started a long time ago and it doesn't end. Just know that if you're looking to accomplish something major, something massive, something different, something amazing, takes discipline. It's going to take some work. If it were easy, everybody would be where you're trying to go. It's not easy, but you have the power to be exceptional. You have the power to be great. That's why I wrote the book, right? Get your code, get your plan for your success. Now listen, we're here to help you. You know, we have the information, we have the tools, we have the resources. You already know, I believe it starts with your finances. Making sure that you are bulletproof financially makes everything else so much easier. It makes investing in those courses, in those classes, in that tutor, in that coach, makes it so much easier. Hiring that trainer, so much easier. Buying those organic foods, so much easier. So jump in, you know, follow what we're doing, ask questions, grab some of our courses. It will help you. And if it's not us, somebody. You know what? Reach outside of yourself. I have coaches, I have mentors that I pay to help me be a better Derick. And I'm just here to share with you that if you want to be better, if you want to go outside of your own personal greatness, you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need some support, you need a book, you need something. Find out what it is. Go grab it. Work for it. Never give up on it. Never let somebody tell you you can't be what you see in your mind and in your heart. God put that there for a reason. It's your job to dig it out. Everything that you need, he gave us. Everything that I need, he gave me. It's my job to dig it out. And I promise you, that's what we're doing this year, is we're helping myself, we're helping others, and we're helping my team make sure our foundation is so rock solid so that when we put that amazing house on top, never going to crash, never going to fold, never going to fumble. Hey, be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. Okay, I hope that you're getting what you need to level up your life. This is Derick Gant, the 24K Life, and we are bringing it home for you. This is the section where we talk about how to really establish yourself. No matter what age you are, no matter where you are, no matter what your disposition, extremely low or extremely high, you know and you feel in your heart that there is more that you can bring to the table. And we're going to show you how. I told you earlier that each and every one of us uses about 65 to 70,000 words a day. 70,000 words a day. Now, before I even get into that, let me tell you, I'm not this guy or the person that says, oh my God, the sky is sunny, it never rains, and life's abundant, and flowers are growing beneath my feet every time I take a step. Not me. Listen, you can be negative and use that energy for greatness, to bring out something amazing out of yourself. We've seen tragedies where families have established foundations, charities, and movements that changes millions of people's lives. So I'm not here to say everything's rosy. Here's what I want you to know. Every word you use is a creator, and every word that you create builds on another word. And inside of your head, you are building a system, a foundation, and a platform for your success and your ascension, or your demise and your downfall. And you are the one that gets to decide where your destiny lies. 70,000 words a day. Have you ever stepped back and analyzed, are those mostly negative or positive? What if only 30% were negative? That is a lot of negative energy that you are stacking on top of each other. We call it the law of inertia, the law of momentum. Are you pushing your momentum in a positive way or a negative way? So here's a trick. Here's a tool. Here's a tip. Start to write down every time you have a negative thought. Not a word, a thought. Because your thoughts lead you to words, and your words lead you to action, and your actions lead you to your destiny. So we want to start in the beginning. We don't want to start in the middle. Start at the beginning, and every time you have a negative thought, write it down. And then write down the circumstances of that thought. Were you working out or in a stressful situation and something didn't go your way and you got upset? Were you in a relationship conversation that didn't kind of go your way? Were you talking to a peer or a spouse or a family member or a boss or a coworker? Under what circumstances were you thinking negatively? Were you all alone, looking at your bills, looking at the mounds of requests that you have and limited resources that you have to meet them? Take a look at the circumstances and begin to figure out when you're really happy and what makes you happy, and when you're not and what makes you that way. Write those down and begin to paint a different picture. Start picking better words. You know, the book, The Four Agreements, says, be impeccable with your words. And the reason why you want to be impeccable is so that you're crystal clear for yourself and for others. So when you understand clearly the thought patterns and the direction that you're moving, you begin to understand my philosophy, which is when you master yourself, you will always be free. Because no one has control over your emotions, over your mindset, over your actions. You maintain those controls. You are building your personal power. No one can ever, no matter how hard they try, get inside of your head unless you allow them to. And you begin to understand that you're moving away from being a sheep, right? Just a consumer, just a follower, to being a thought leader. Even if it's being a thought leader in your life, in your family, in your circle, with your tribe. I don't care if anybody else goes along with what I say, as long as I'm confident and I'm secure in the thoughts that I'm thinking, the words that I'm using, and the actions that I'm taking. Because that is just the tip of the iceberg on how you start to build an alpha mindset. It's the tip of an iceberg of how you begin self-mastery. And no matter what you do, fix your money, fix your body, fix your mindset, fix your relationships. It's all about you being in control and mastering what you're thinking and what you're doing. So I hope you decide to take this one tip. It's just the first tip. We have a ton of them. I wrote an entire book on how to be a self-mastery expert so that you will always be free. I'm Derick Gant. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll be back next week bringing some more heat.